Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is the look I came up with today. I honestly sat down here, I was like, I got no ideas. I am a fresh out of ideas. This is what I came up with and I honestly love it. I hope you guys are gonna love it too. It's super simple. I literally used 2 eyeshadows through the crease and then 1 eyeshadow on the lid. That is it. As always, I will list everything in the description box down below. At the end, if you love this video, please give me a thumbs up. And before we get into the tutorial, please subscribe and hit the bell icon and that will give you notifications every time I post. So, if you want to learn how to create this golden honey sweet look, keep on watching. So, I've obviously already done my brows, prepped my lids with my Eden primer potion and done my foundation and concealer. If you would like to see my foundation and concealer routine, you can head over to my Instagram, and I did recently just post a foundation concealer routine mini tutorial on there. So you can go check that out. If you want a more in-depth one, let me know and I'll do one for YouTube where I talk about the products, why I use them, what works for me, blah blah blah. So just let me know if you want that. If you want a tutorial on my brows, I know I've never done a brow tutorial, but I've only really now found a sort of a routine with products that I'm really happy with and that work for my brows, because my brow hairs are quite thick, they're quite coarse, they are very dark because obviously naturally my hair is very dark. So to find something that isn't gonna look too dark on my face against my blonde hair and then still work, it's taken a while for me, I'm not gonna lie. But I think I found it now, so that was probably a tutorial I may film very soon for you guys. So I'm gonna stop rambling, I'm gonna get into the eyeshadow. The first shade I'm gonna take is Bold, and it's from the Smashbox Bold Covershot palette. And I'm taking it on a Zoeva 221 brush. And I'm just going to start by building this up in the crease. And because this eyeshadow is so pigmented, you just want to go little by little and just build it up slowly. And obviously because it's me, I want this look to be super blown out. I cannot do looks where they're not like super blown out. For one, I don't think it suits my eye shape, and 2, I just get carried away. So I just like pretend that that's my style, but really it's just because I don't know how to blend neatly. And then once that's built up in the crease, I'm gonna start winging it out. I want this to be like quite a sharp, winged out shadow look. So what I'm gonna do is just slightly start blending a little bit of that product out towards my temple. And you really want to use a tiny amount of product for this, because if you go too heavy, it's really hard to get rid of what you've placed down, especially if you've already done your foundation and concealer. And now I've got that built up on the outer corner as well. I'm just going to start almost creating like a spotlight effect by just building up on the inner and outer corners of my eyelid. And then as always, I'm just taking my clean brush. This is a Zoeva 227, and this is the one that I always use around the outside. I never really put product on this brush ever. It's really weird. I don't know why, I just love it for blending out the edges of my eyeshadow. So the next shade I'm going to take is Edge, and it's from the Subculture palette. I know you're all tired of me using the palette, but I literally love this shade so much that I would use it every single day if I could. So yeah, I'm going to take that on my Zoeva 224 brush. I'm going to start building that up right over top, but obviously not blending it out as far. And then I'm just going back in with a little bit of the yellow shade just around the edges. So now that I've got the crease and everything's sorted, I'm gonna move back onto the yellow shade from the Smashbox palette with that same 221 brush that I used earlier. And I'm gonna start by buffing the inside of this spotlight, just the edges, just so we make sure that there's no like harsh lines of the edge shade that we used. Then I'm going to go back in with edge, but I'm going to go with a slightly fluffier brush, and I'm using the M506 by Morphe. And what I'm going to do is just start blending that shade just slightly further onto the lid into that yellow that we've just placed down. And then I've also just deepened up the crease a little bit with that as well. And then just to fill in this little section on the lid, I'm just going to take Sue's from the Dose of Colors Desi x Katy collection. I'm going to take that on a wet brush. I'm also going to put that on the inner corner as well, but I might do that after I've done my lower lash line. Nah, fuck it, I'm just going to do it now. And then I'm going to go back in with my yellow shade just around the edges of the spotlight to make sure it's all blended. And then again with a little bit of the edge shade and my M506. So now I'm just going to do a thin line across my top lash line for my lashes to sit on, and I'm just going to use my tattoo liner for that. So before I put my lashes and mascara on, I'm going to do underneath my eye. So first of all, I'm just going to take my Morphe M506 brush and a bit of the edge shade. I'm going to run that right along the lower lash line. So I'm going to go back in with the yellow shade, but I'm going to switch my brush to the 231, so it's just a slightly smaller like blending brush. I'm going to go right along the edge. And then back in once more with edge, just to make sure that it's nice and intense on the lower lash line. So I'm going to apply my lashes off camera and then I'll be right back. So now that my lashes are on, I'm going to finish off my skin by contouring and highlighting, and I really want to use Mirame and Fuego to highlight, but I feel like I do that in every video now. First I'm going to take Fuego from the Desi x Katy collection with Dose of Colors. I'm just taking it on a Zoeva 129 fan brush. And then I'm going to switch to Mirame. So this is a slightly darker one, so I can't use this one to highlight my cheekbones, but I can use it just below as a sort of transition. So now I'm just going to take my Marc Jacobs Tantric bronzer and my Morphe M500 brush and bronze my skin up like usual. If you guys have any suggestions for other bronzers to try and contour products, then let me know, because I feel like I use this one all the time. I do use it every day. I don't use any other bronzer, and that's because I love it. Like, I love this bronzer so much. Like, it's a perfect color for me, but I do want to try other things. I feel like I get really stuck into my routine sometimes. And then with the same brush, I'm just going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm just going to mix these two colours together. And then I'm just going to take a Kat Von D Precision powder brush, and I'm just going to mix the two lightest highlighting shades, mainly using like the more yellow one. And I'm just going to run that right along underneath my contour just to clean it up. Now all of that is left to do is untuck these little bits here. And then I'm just going to apply a lip. I'm really not sure what lip to do. So I'm just going to use Oak from MAC to line my lips. And I think I'm not even going to put a lipstick on. I might just fill in my lips with this because it is super, super nude. Like, you can barely see it. And then just pop like a clear gloss over the top. And then the gloss I'm going to use over the top is Marc Jacobs Sugar Sugar. This is a oldie but a goodie. I love this gloss so much. I'm literally like scraping most of it off of the wand just because I want like just a tiny bit of gloss over the top. I love the smell of these. They're really minty. Okay guys, that is the finished look. I hope you loved this video just as much as I loved creating it. I love the way this look turned out. Very glittery, very glam, but still quite edgy at the same time. These lashes as well, like they give me life every time I wear them. They're so thick and full. As always, I will list everything in the description box down below. And like I said, if you want to see how I did my foundation and my concealer, I do have a mini tutorial for that over on my Instagram page. So you can go and check that out along with all of my other mini tutorials and content that I post on there. That is my main social platform. So yeah, go follow me please. If you recreate this look, please be sure to tag me in all of your pictures on Instagram because I would love to see them. I feel like I'm gonna call this tutorial like golden, honey, sweet, rich. If you love this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and please be sure to hit the bell icon as well, and that will give you notifications every time I post. You can also follow me on all of my other platforms and I will link them all in the description box down below too. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.